The advocates are here to help in more ways than one, and today they are helping us learn about movers and shakers in the community. Joining me now in this sponsored segment is Christopher Thresher with the Advocates, along with this month's Community Advocates. Welcome, all of you. Chris, I want to start with you. Remind our viewers the importance of this segment, what it is you do at the Advocates, and introduce us to our guests.
Yeah, you know, one of the great things we love to do is highlight people in the community that are making a difference. You know, people that are, you know, providing hope, you know, to people that sometimes don't have hope, you know, and providing community support to people that really need it. And we're here to recognize Nikki and Jason Jacobson. You know, and they're putting together this great kind of community effort here to recognize people that may be struggling with suicide, or families that have struggled with it, and the support that they're trying to give the community to help people out here is admirable.
It is Suicide Prevention Month, and Nikki and Jason, you have a story to share, and thank you for being here and for being so vulnerable and sharing a message that many people need to hear and their lives will be changed from. Will you tell us about Mason?
Mason, he's our 14-year-old son. We lost last year to suicide. He was a very outgoing young man, hardworking, strong. He loved his family. We had no idea he was struggling with anything.
We're seeing photos of the family, of Mason and the siblings, and he sounds incredible.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He worked at the Rusted Spoon.
Yeah.
That's why the skateboards are here.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
He loved skateboarding. He spent most of his time doing it. He was constantly asking for rides to Brigham to be with his friends. Jason had the idea to build a bench out of skateboards. And so we spoke with Morgan, the owner of the Rusted Spoon, and she liked the idea. She supported us making that and having it there for his friends to see, and for just a reminder that he was here.
And this has now become a passion project
It's gotten
for the
huge.
two of you. How do we help?
Oh boy. Our first bench is going to be donated to the Brigham Suicide Prevention, and they're going to raffle it off at Peach Days. And that just kind of happened. I put out a post asking for decks, and I thought we'd get a few to build his bench, and we've got them coming in from all over the country. So if people want to just continue to donate decks, we'll keep building them and donating them to suicide prevention organizations, so that we can benefit them, try to get awareness out there, try to get help for these kids.
And to keep Mason's memory alive, which you say is key.
Absolutely.
To keep talking about him, to keep sharing his story, to keep that memory going.
Yeah. As a parent, your biggest fear when you lose a child is that they'll be forgotten. So far, he hasn't been.
Not at all, and not with the work that you are doing. Will you tell us about your involvement with the Out of the Darkness Walk?
Really, we're just they're having one in Manaway, and that's where they're going to announce the winner of the raffle, and see who gets the first bench. Really, we're just the first year was really hard. We didn't really get involved in much anything, and after she put this post out, and with how viral this is going and how big, that's our momentum to keep pushing forward. And so we're going to try to get to every walk we can, support every group we can, donate as much as we can to just help get everybody aware of the situation and what people can do to help.
And we're so grateful that you are doing that and that you are spreading the word and getting people involved. you're doing a lot in the community to change and save lives. Chris, I want to turn it back over to you to wrap up with some final thoughts.
You know, Mason was a high functioning kid. You know, I mean, you saw pictures there of a truck that he had bought, that he was, you know, turning it, you know, restoring. You know, he was, you know, active and working and making money, and he was 13 years old, you know, and he was high functioning. And, you know, and unfortunately, you know, the circumstances presented themselves where, you know, it became unbearable a little bit for him. But I was talking to Nikki and Jason, you know, before we came on, and I asked them, like, what would be, you know, like, what advice would you give to parents that are maybe concerned about this with their kids or struggling? And they had a great response. And if you wouldn't mind sharing that.
Really just pay attention to the little things with your kids. I mean, I think everybody gets so caught up in day-to-day life and working and groceries, and it gets so busy, especially if you have more than one kid in the house, and things slip through, and really the big things is what you focus on and look at, but it's the little things. We didn't notice, we had no inclination he was struggling. And I think just one-on-one time with your kids, let them know that they matter, that you need them.
Ask questions. Mason came home the night before and was upset, and we didn't ask questions.
I think you two are wonderful parents, and you're doing wonderful things in our community. And like I said, you are saving and changing lives, and we're so grateful to have you both sitting down with us today. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Saturday, September 9th, Out of the Darkness Walk. Check-in is 9 a.m. Walk starts at 10, Veterans Memorial Park in West Jordan. And don't forget, UtahAdvocates.com. Thank you. Thanks to the Advocates for this sponsored interview. If you or anyone you know is struggling, call or text the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988. The service is free and available 24/7 for anyone struggling with suicidal thoughts. We will be right back.